now also recording.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi.
Morning.
How's everyone doing today?
Good morning, everyone.
Good.
I forgot to remove mute. Bob DeVito here, Waterbury.
Hey, Bob DeVito from Waterbury.
I'm going to apologize in advance. This was kind of short notice for me, and I'm headed to a doctor's appointment. So I'm going to be a passenger in a car, but so you'll see me moving about. So I apologize for that.
Great. Thank you.
Yep.
So Bob's our newest member. He's representing Waterbury on on the board. And yeah. I like to start off with doing a quick attendance. If we can do a roll call. Stephanie Throw.
Here.
Alita Looker.
Here.
Joanne Capoletti.
I don't see her on.
Okay. Jack D'Oliveira.
Here.
Jan.
Here.
Betty Bajek.
I'm here.
Danessa Marshall. Jacqueline Butler. Christopher Vega. Lisa Caru. Mary Marone.
Here.
Awesome.
And Bob DeVito.
Yep. Bob DeVito, we got you in.
Gabriel, I am here. It's Joanne Capoletti.
Oh, awesome. Great.
Just can't see you. I don't know why, but I can't.
And Lisa Caru? Nothing. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Great. So I want to first take this opportunity to thank you for showing up today and for taking time out of your busy schedule. So this is the December board meeting for Greater Waterbury Transit District. This is our last meeting for the 2020. And I just wanted to give this opportunity for anyone who has public comment or who wants to announce anything.
Hi, this is Christian Meyer. I'll just introduce myself. I'm with NVCOG with Gabe. I know there's a lot of new faces on this board, so I just thought I'd say hi. Gabe's your contact person, but always feel free to reach out to myself for any issues you may have as well. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Gabriel, can I make an announcement?
Absolutely.
So in mobility management, two of the three areas that the Kennedy Center administers for the mobility management program, we have a taxi voucher program. The Northwest corner does not yet have one. However, this year we are going to be applying for a grant through DOT 5310 funds that we're likely going to get because we are the only area that doesn't have a statewide taxi voucher program. So I am going to be reaching out to all of the towns, likely through the COG meetings, to request that they share with us the data that they're shared with the Census Bureau. I don't know exactly how easy or difficult that may be. Christian and Gabriel, I'm probably going to reach out to you to maybe help that process be a little smoother, because if we wait for 2020 data, census data, clearly 10-year-old data is not going to benefit us when applying for this grant. So whatever help you can assist in getting the demographics, et cetera, will really help us get this money.
April.
Yeah, I would tell you to reach out to Richard Crowther in our office. He did the census. I've heard that's exactly what Christian was going to say.
Exactly. Or Glenda. I know you've spoken with her before. Glenda oversees our data and GIS, so she could also help.
I'm here.
He's there.
So yeah, and any inquiries, just let me know.
Great. So the first thing I'd like to do is put forth the meeting minutes, put forth a motion for the approval of the meeting minutes for September.
Make a motion, Carew.
Capoletti, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great.
Right.
So I'd like to turn towards our administrative items. So in our in the document I sent during the public notice, I attached a sheet of the financial update outlining our expenses for this time. And I just wanted to let you know that we have not, per usually what happens with DOT, we haven't gotten the full payments of the municipal grant program yet for the dial-a-ride, but that usually comes in later in the year. But we do have all of our municipal dues and non-ADA match from all our communities, which is great. Some of the expenses that are coming down the pipe is the CACT membership, which is the Connecticut Association of Community Transit. It's a membership that we've participated in the past, and it's a membership that kind of just, it allows us to work with other transit agencies within the state. And we have our audit that we're currently in the process of going through. So we're working through that with Levinsky and Bernie. And with that being said, the second thing I wanted to go over is the ridership document, which I attached for December 2020. So one of the things I just wanted to point out is that we are starting to see a very slow uptick in the people using our transit. But given with what's happening with this pandemic, we're just seeing across the board declines in transit ridership. So it's just something I kind of wanted to note. This is definitely an ongoing trend. And I think with the surge of cases with coronavirus, I think that might decapitate or slow down any boost in transit ridership during this period. Any questions? Okay.
Gabriel, how's that going to affect our non-ADA match funds that we give you?
That's a great question. So we usually calculate non-ADA match amounts based on 6-month ridership formula. So I think it would definitely be different this year. I'm not sure exactly because we don't do that until around March when we start putting the budget together, or we start formulating the budget. But I would anticipate that we might, based on the previous formulas, and correct me if I'm wrong, Christian, but I'm thinking that we would see a decline in the non-ADA costs based on the ridership if we were using the 6-month data. I don't know what 2021 is going to bring. And I don't know if there's going to be if the virus goes away in 2021 and then there's a huge uptick and how that would impact it. So I don't know what that would necessarily entail, but yes, you might see a minor, or you would see a decline in non-ADA match, but.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just to concur with what Gabe says, the calculations are based on the 6-month rolling average of ridership. And given it's done on the state fiscal year, which just goes through June, I don't think we'll see huge turns around in ridership. I don't think we'll be all vaccinated by June. So it probably is going to be pretty accurate. And as Gabe's saying, if you were to make a guess, and don't quote us, it should go down. Follow-up question just for the group, because you have so many different perspectives. What are you all hearing from your riders and your communities about ridership during with the restrictions due to the reducing the spread of coronavirus?
May I share, Christian? I've actually spoken to a number of riders who aren't having issues getting rides locally, but it's those cross-district. In fact, I've had a number of people at Naugatuck who have been unable to get to medical appointments in New Haven, being that's the non-ADA complimentary service. But other than that, they have all indicated being able to get the ride as long as they give the required amount of time in advance that they're supposed to give. But the cross-district thing is definitely an issue.
Okay, so just a little less flexibility, a little more planning required. Okay.
Well, no, we can't get them there.
Period.
Paratransit at all.
Oh, okay.
Naugatuck
I
can
didn't
no
understand that.
longer, yeah, I guess that change was made like 4 or 5 years ago. And I've recently had a number of Naugatuck people calling, telling us that they can't get to the specialty hospitals for tests.
Like Lower Valley or down in New Haven?
Nope, in Naugatuck getting to City, New Haven.
Yeah, okay, okay. You may want
April,
to,
why is that?
Because they cannot use ADA paratransit. It's not true paratransit service. We don't have hourly buses running in Naugatuck. We do have buses, but they're staged, more like every 3 hours, or I can't remember what the exact schedule is, but I guess that change was made 4 or 5 years ago. Christian, I don't know if you can, this was
You should
before
have-
my time that the change came in.
there should be traditional non-ADA, complementary ADA services. Because it is considered a fixed route, the 2 lines in Naugatuck, what is it, the N1 and the N2.
Yeah, but trying to make a connection anywhere just to go to Waterbury is absolutely horrible.
Just to get to Waterbury,
With
yeah.
the bus service Naugatuck has right now, there's no way for them to get to New Haven.
So to get to New Haven, there is no, you'd have to.
There
So if
is a
you wanna-
public bus, right? There is a public bus, but it only makes sporadic runs. So
okay.
someone needing paratransit service is not going to have that.
That's right. It wouldn't be considered a regular local service. It's an express service between cities. But we should be able to, and this might be something Gabe to follow up on, reach. So for example, Valley Transit District, which is out of Derby, Seymour, Ansonia, and Shelton, they connect with Northeast Transportation regularly to connect those those ADA trips. Maybe we need to try to set up a quick conversation with Greater New Haven Transit District, who operates their non-ADA or ADA services, and just try to lead a coordination effort.
Yeah, we don't have
because
anyone-
we need to fix this.
We don't have anyone
aware of it.
NET on right now, right? Maria, Barbara, they're not on.
I don't see anyone.
Maria's not on today.
Okay, well, yeah, they would be instrumental in this, so.
What about going up to Yukon, for example? Any problems up that way, or it's just New Haven?
I have not had any complaints. I know people out of the greater Torrington area have had no issue. I have not had any calls out of the Waterbury area looking to go in that direction.
How many complaints do you have in Naugatuck?
I have one case I've really been trying everything to get for this gentleman. He is on, not Grant Street. Maybe it is Grant Street.
That sounds like
but
Waterbury.
they're
But
within-
anyway.
Well, no, it's definitely Naugatuck. He's within 3/4 of a mile of the public bus route, but buses don't run every hour. So it's not true paratransit service. This is the way it was explained to me by Nilda, who she's the specialist for the ADA paratransit service there.
Okay, can somebody keep me posted on how we're gonna fix that then, please?
Sure.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can.
hoping there is a solution because I have been unable to help this gentleman.
Well, in the future, if you need help with something like that, feel free to reach out to me.
Sure, absolutely.
You know how to get a hold of me.
I do.
I don't wanna leave anybody in town in a lurch,
I agree. Who knows, maybe we can even work with HRD on special trips. So
Yeah, maybe we can do that.
thank you.
Awesome. So I wanted to bring up the audit with Levinsky and Bernie, the annual audit. So right now, I reached out to Levinsky and Bernie. They're still in the process of doing our audit. Based on my understanding, they're going through our documents. Trish had sent some documents over, our finance manager, to them, and they're currently in the process of doing that. So we should have it done hopefully before the end of this month. And then once we do get the copies of the audit, we can email them to all of you. One thing I wanted to go through is the meeting dates for 2021. I included that in our public notice. And I just wanted to run them by everybody. So usually we meet at 10 a.m. typically on the second Wednesday of March, June, and December. And we only just meet on the third Wednesday in September just because of Labor Day. So we give ourselves that little bit of time in that buffer kind of after summer holiday So I just kind of wanted to run that by you. Today we had our meeting at 10:30 because there was a scheduling conflict, but usually if there's any things, then we would definitely alert you guys on that. So as discussed earlier, Maria Vaccarelli was not able to come to our meeting today. And the reason she was not able to come to our meeting, but she wanted me to tell the group that NET is disinfecting all of their buses. They're doing their best during this period to clean their vehicles and to make sure that passengers have the best experience during these times. Okay, and with that, I'd like to turn to open discussion. April, do you want to bring up anything about the Northwest Transportation Guide?
You're muted, April.
Sorry, I was, I minimized my window trying to look for that schedule that you've just posted or had already emailed. I do think it's a good idea for us to work with Northeast Transit to make sure that Naugatuck residents aren't falling through the cracks. I do have a concern. And even though I've been doing this for 4 years now, I still don't understand why we can't serve someone in Naugatuck, getting them to New Haven. I mean, I understand, but I just feel like there's a fix here. So yeah, reaching out to NET involving Jan, maybe you for Naugatuck.
Yeah, I'll be happy to. And if I need to, I'll get Pete involved too. So there's no issues. Let's get it fit.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there's a lot of people with cancer everywhere, and I know New Haven's a prime destination for those folks. So
Yes, and recovery, the recovery program through the American Cancer Foundation has been closed since pandemic and is not reopened. Very possibly because the majority of those drivers are former cancer patients themselves, and they're not willing to, you know, risk being hyperimmune and driving cancer patients. So
we got to be able to do something, I guess.
Gabe, can you lead that initiative, reaching out to NET, CCing April and Jan, and just let's figure out where the hole is and figure out how we can fill it.
I think it would be wise for us to include Mary Rosenbauer, the statewide ADA coordinator as well.
One moment.
Gabe can follow up with you to get some contact information, April.
Great, thank you.
Then the other thing is, I don't know who to talk with, maybe you, April. We got to figure out, we're paying for bus service. It really isn't used very much. I mean, you can't even, for my example is this, you have jury duty in Waterbury. You can get to Waterbury if you want to get up real early in the morning and walk over to the courthouse, but you're not getting home. The train doesn't run on time. I mean, you're not getting home until 7, 8 o'clock at night on a train if you walk to the train station.
Oh, we're talking.
I looked that up about a year ago as far as our bus service going to Waterbury. I mean, I know we're paying for it, but it's not too useful, I'll tell you.
Yeah, Jan,
bus doesn't run enough.
Yeah, Naugatuck's in there's no regular scheduled connection, local connection between Naugatuck and Waterbury, downtown Waterbury. I think it's a tripper or an express route. Then you have your local service in Naugatuck, which services just local. We were at NVCOG managed a study that took, I'll give you a second.
Sorry, I do want to mention we do have the train as well, but if it's bus service.
Train is rough because your services will often have a 3-hour gap. You miss one train, you're sitting on the plow. Yeah, it works if you have a really consistent schedule. That's another thing we're number one issue working close with Mayor Hess to improve service on the branch line. But we have a study that we conducted in 2017, I guess it got published. But nothing's really changed in terms of ridership or the routes, which did make some strong recommendations for how the Waterbury system, the CT Transit Waterbury system, services Naugatuck. And one of them was creating regular service between the two cities. Unfortunately, with transit, it's really hard to get anything to move right now. These are state-run services.
John Hino.
And they have just limited budget to try to expand or really touch or change anything. So it's something on the radar. It's something that needs a sort of some political push behind it, but that we have some good, we can forward that study to you, and feel free to contact or share with whomever.
Yeah, I think if you bring this to Mayor Hess's attention, Jan, he'll jump right on board. He's very passionate about transportation and expanding connections for Naugatuck. So,
All right, well, let's look into that and then keep me on a loop. And when I need to get Pete involved, if I need to, I will.
oh, fantastic. Looking forward to it. Can I also just mention, I want to share with you, during pandemic, obviously it's been very tough to reach people that, seniors and people with disabilities during pandemic, especially with senior centers closed. Through the help of the director of Western Connecticut Area Agency on Aging, I have been preparing, in fact, I'm doing them now, these transportation resource goodie bags, I've called them. They're done in a plastic bag. We give them a mask, we give them a pen, we give them customized information for their town. These are being delivered by the Meals on Wheels drivers right into the homes of all the individuals for Greater Danbury, Greater Torrington, and Greater Waterbury area. So for the true shut-ins, they now have the information that they may need if they need transportation and to, stay going to the medically necessary doctor's appointments and possibly grocery stores, pharmacies, etc.
Great. Is there anything else that anyone else would like to cover? All right. With that being said, I'd like to put forth a motion for adjournment.
Real quick, Gabe, sorry, I couldn't get my mute undone. I did just drop the link into that transit study we conducted a couple of years ago into the chat box. Is that link working?
Yes, sir, I got it. Market analysis and recommendations. I'll download this stuff. So
Yeah, particularly recommendations, I think you'll find.
Jack, if you want, I'll forward it to you when I download the PDF.
Sounds good, Jan.
All right, nothing more from me.
All right. So is there anything else? All right. So I'd like to put forth a motion for adjournment.
Second.
Hey, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, all.
Well,
Happy
thank you.
2021.
Yes.
Yeah, let's rush through this month.
Well, I really want to thank everyone for showing up today, and I hope you all have a great holiday, and we'll see you in 2021.
Take care, everybody.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.